Hey Royal Family, come with me as I take a trip to visit the Mayan Ruins in Honduras. It took me 3.5 hours to drive from San Pedro Sula to Copan de Ruinas and another 3.5 hours back. So if you're ever planning on going there, it's best to start early so you can get a full view, a full tour of the place. If you're going to do 3.5 hours, it's best to start like 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning so you can get there around 9, 10 o'clock. The admission to get onto the grounds of the Mayan ruins is about $20. Then there's an additional $10 and $15 if you want to see the museum and the tunnels. That within itself, I personally did not do, and I saw other reviews say that it wasn't worth it because the museum was very small, and the tunnels is also a short trek because when you're on the ruins, actually you end up walking on top of the tunnel, so you have an idea of how much distance. So a lot of people say it wasn't worth it, but in order to do the full tour, to walk the full land or the park, they call it the Mayan Park, it will take you a good 2.5-3 hours to fully go around it, go on the ruins itself, the different towers that is there. You need a good 2.5-3 hours. So when you start in the tour, definitely have comfortable shoes on. I would suggest some sneakers, because if you're going to plan on climbing the stairs to the different towers, or they call them the castles, you're going to need it. You definitely need a bottle of water. I went there when it was really hot and it was raining the day before, so all that steam from the rain and the sun, it was brutal. So you definitely need a bottle of water. You definitely need comfortable shoes. Carry your camera because you're going to see some very beautiful and interesting birds. That's one of the things that they're known for. You can also pay to get a tour guide. However, I did not inquire the cost of that, and from what I saw, most of the tour guides seem to speak Spanish. I didn't see English speaking ones, so that's something that, unless your Spanish is really, really good, but it's definitely something to look into. When you do go into the ruins, you were gonna hear the most amazing different sounds of birds. You will see amazing sounds. I mean, not sounds, but amazing birds, different colors that you've never seen. Actually, they have a chart to show you the different birds that you may come across. And actually, I think 15-minute drive or 10, I'm not sure based on the young lady's Spanish if she was telling me 15-minute walk or 15-minute drive, there's actually a bird sanctuary. And those birds that you see in the Mayan Park, those people who are responsible for the bird sanctuary, they come there daily to feed the macaws and the different birds that you will see there. So that's another interesting thing to see in that area. After the Mayan ruins, there's actually the town Copan de Ruinas. It's one of the most colorful towns that you will ever see. It's very congested and it's up on a hill, and it's like it has every little of everything. Its own church, its own police station. It's a beautiful place to shop, but it's very congested. So again, that is another thing that you can visit when you're there. So if you're planning on doing all of that, I would suggest to stay a day in Copan de Ruinas, or like I said, start your day early if you're planning on driving back to San Pedro Sula. You will see on the park, you will see the different tombstones or headstones of, I guess, Mayan chiefs. There are some construction still being done, or excavations still being done, that they're coming across. So there are certain parts that you can't go or can't step on. The place is very clean. That definitely Yeah, it was very clean. And in each section there are, workers just there. Sometimes you don't even see them. They appear out of nowhere, just to say hi, or I guess they monitor that area. So if you see some random guy, don't be too scared. They're workers or groundsmen. But in this area that I'm at, it's one of the largest section that you will see in terms of Mayan ruins, in comparison to Mexico and other countries that has Mayan artifacts that are there. Again, like I said, some parts you'll see structures like this where they're protecting it, or they're trying to put the puzzle together, if that makes sense, because they're still excavating and coming across foundations around the park. So that's another thing you'll see. Again, I didn't take a tour guide with me, so some of it I had to research later on, as well as ask a few questions. But you can get someone to assist you to find out more about what the symbols and the statue, what do they mean. This section alone probably took me about 35-40 minutes to step down from the top, walk around through it, go to the back of the property. And at the back of the property there's a river that runs behind it. From my understanding, it's part of what the Mayans used to fish and bathe back in the day. But the property, this section of the ruins, is huge. So just to take your time, you have to definitely take your time with the steps coming down and just walking around it. It will take you a good 35-40 minutes, 45 minutes, depending on how fast you walk and the things that you're looking at. There's not much as far as tombs to see, but you can see the structure of what they built. I guess this would be maybe one of the compounds or community that they would have things, and it's pretty huge. I didn't walk all the way to all four corners, but I did cover a lot of the ground. So this is another section or another temple or tower. In this area, you able to see the tunnel or the entrance and the exits to the tunnel. You would also see some of the gods, I guess, that they're protecting, that they've put together. And while I was there, I saw some men working. The little door is a tunnel, so you'll be walking through it and going underneath, while those who did not will be on top. But like I said, from what I saw from the entrance to the exit, it's not a long or far way to go in the tunnel. This area you were prohibited from going there because I guess they were still reconstructing the building or the tower, the artifact. I'm not sure what word to use. But all of this is like the arena, might have been where the Mayans had their sport. That's a tomb. And surprisingly, the artwork that is on these blocks or bricks, they're still intact. You can still see the detail of what was done, of the chiseling. I don't know what tool they use, but you can still see it. It's still well kept. And there's a lot of tombs or gravesite that is in this area, and of course you're not allowed to step on them or go on them. So that's another thing that you got to be respectful of, because it is somewhat a sacred site. It is a preserved site, and it's a place that you have to be respected. So, you know, anywhere that you see is roped off or fenced off, be respectful enough and not to impose or trespass on there. This was the most challenging part of the tour for me, because it's a lot of stairs. It's the highest castle or tower that is on the property. I lost count of how many steps when I got to probably number 50, because it's very steep. You will be out of breath if you're not in shape. Your legs will be tired, and you definitely need that bottle of water that I'm telling you, told you about in the beginning of the video. You definitely need it. And then to go on top, yes, I did go on top, all the way on the top to the tower. That again is another challenge. So if you're afraid of heights, I will not recommend it. And if you're not wearing sturdy or shoes that like boots, or like I said, a good sneaker that grips, it's not best that you go, because these little steps, they're pretty much steps cut into stone, so the stones will move under your feet, so you have to be sturdy when you're walking. And it's very high. It's very, very high. So, you know, if you're going to do it, just be mindful, take your time, and, you know, stay hydrated. Go at your own pace. But definitely, if you do go, look out for the birds. So you will see some beautiful birds that will just come out of nowhere at that height, and it's something wonderful to see. In this section, you will see a lot of different pillars of gods. I'm assuming they're gods or statues. in this section, and some of them are even hidden that I didn't see them until I walked further down. And definitely you would see a lot of macaws. That was one of my highlights. I thought they were parrots at first, but they turned out to be macaws, and it is one of the most beautiful things. That was for me, even though the ruins was my main objective of going there to see the macaws. I was happy to experience that, seeing them in natural habitat. It was a beautiful thing. When I was leaving, I was able to see where most of them stay for feeding. They get feed like around 12 and 4:30 each day. Somebody come from the bird sanctuary to come and feed them, so you will see them up close and personal. I was told that they don't attack you unless you really, go into their personal space. Other than that, they will fly around you. If you ever get a chance to visit the Copan Mayan Ruins in Honduras, please go with an open mind. If you have children, definitely have them hydrated. And if you're going to drive from San Pedro, be prepared. It's not a bad route. It's a straight drive. However, the roads are narrow and a lot of turning, corners. So it's steep. You're going to find yourself going up a lot of hills. The same thing when you're coming back, you're going downhill. So it's not a bad route. It's 3.5 hours of pretty much one straight route. It's best to try and get back to the city before 6:37 p.m. because from what I understand, it gets a little dangerous, as well as the traffic is really, really bad around that time. I had a bad experience, so if you're driving and you're not used to the hustle and bustle and the rushing, you need to prepare yourself for that, as well as go early, and so you can leave early where you can still have some natural daylight. I hope you find this video interesting and that one day you too can go to visit the ruins of the Mayans in Honduras. Please share, like, and subscribe to my video and leave a comment. I'll be having more videos about Honduras coming soon with La Ceiba and in Roatan. Thank you so much.